What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into this episode of Sudoku Spotlights. Today we're taking a look at Salt and Sacrifice, which is the sequel to Salt and Sanctuary. We featured that video or that game earlier in the channel, so you can check that video out. It's in the Sudoku Spotlights playlist. So let's jump right into it, eh? We're gonna just play on my character. I've been having a great time with this one. I've been playing it solo and with a couple buddies. It's a weird kind of, well, not weird, but it's a very fun mix of the Souls-like 2D platforming, Monster Hunter or Dauntless, whichever one you're more familiar with, and the first Soul or Salt and Sanctuary. You have this hub town where you have your merchants and the ability to level up. The giant pearl-based skill tree is back from the first game, which is kind of nice because I enjoy this style of skill tree because it gives you direction but also a lot of freedom. So, you start with the gold ones based on the character that you pick. I picked a paladin, so I start with divine class glyphs, heavy armor, and just apparently a class ability, Shining Vitality. And then you spend your points to branch out to unlock more and more, all the way up to using things like class 4 two-handers, class 5 weapons, things like that. You get amulets, rings, 3 artifacts. This would be like my utility belts. These are all the items and consumables I have. You get 3 pieces of armor, boots, 4 pieces, boots, gloves, chest, and helm. You get a throwing weapon and an ammo count for said throwing weapon. You can equip 2 weapons, and you also get a, what's this one called? A charm, yes. So that's how the gear works. This will make a little more sense over here, though. Here is where the Monster Hunter / Dauntless side of it is. So on the bottom left, you can see the ingredients needed to craft these pieces. The reason they have X's is because they're light armor, and I don't use light armor, whereas this is heavy armor. I can use it. Same with the weapons. I don't use stabs or half spears or rapiers, so they're all X'd out. But things like the two-hander or the Vanguard sets, I can use. So there's the fire one, the frost one, the poison one, lightning, stone, holy, wind. I believe this one is considered fungus. Might be, yeah, I think that one's fungus. This one is tomb or death. This one is sanguine or blood. This one is the deep diver. I think he's void is what he might actually count as, or dark. This is the Mechomancer. What ends up happening is they take 2 different. So like if you see the defense on the right hand side there, where it says like cold, poison, light, dark, a lot of these take 2 of those and combine them to make one of these. So what's this one do? So this Mechomancer, he's cold and physical, for example. Some of them are pure, like this one is just ice, and this one is just poison. But then, like, the holy one, I guess he's just light? What? Yeah, he is just light, jeez. But the whirlwind one, he's like fire and cold, for example. But, yeah, and then you can get bows, you can get stabs, half spears, glaives, two-handers, great hammers, maces, all kinds of variants of the weapons. And then in here, this is where you actually can upgrade the ones that you have. Bottom left is the required thing, required material. So, for example, this one needs an Asper Trio, this one needs a Cluster, this one just needs Asper, this one needs Mossfire, and there's like I said, all kinds of weapons, all kinds of different armor sets and everything. They did a really good job with the armor, in my opinion. It all looks pretty good. You can find some sets to give yourself a good look. here, in the Souls games, like you often have a reusable health potion, so you also get reusable mana potion and then reusable throwables, which is kind of different. But at the same time, you can get rare items such as this first plant here, and now I can use more of those when I am in a level. Ooh, I got one of these too. Alright, so that's enough jabbering on out here. There is more to the camp. There is like secrets and stuff to unlock and everything. If you want to play co-op, you come here and you punch in a password and then you hit host, and then your friend joins you by punching in the password and then hitting join. That's a way that you can play true co-op, not like the Souls one where you want to use a phantom. It's if you guys like unlock an NPC or if you beat a boss or something, you both get credit, you both get it all unlocked, which is really nice. Over here is the portal to travel to the levels. You can just pick a location and drop in. There's named mage hunts, which are kind of like the milestones for the game. Like, there's a lot of doors in the game that'll be like, you need to kill 5 named mages to be able to go through here. Just more are these hunts. And then these ones are unnamed mages, but they're the way to go fight a certain level to try and get the proper rewards for the crafting. So like a level 9 Cryomancer will drop better rewards than like a level 5 Cryomancer, obviously, so you have a better chance of getting like the tier 2 or tier 3 crafting material. And yeah, there's all kinds of like I said, all kinds of different mages and stuff like that. And then there's factions. I don't have the Shroud one in here, apparently. I think I might have to use a consumable to do the Shroud, but there's Dawnlight, which is co-op, and then these two are like hunters from Elden Ring kind of thing, where they go and they hunt other factions. So these Oathbound guys, they'll go after the red Shroud guys, and then these Sheriff guys go after the Blue Heart guys. It sounds confusing, but it's just basically they're the guys that show up to help you when you get invaded. We'll just jump into Ashburn Village, which is really the beginning area, but I think I have most of the stuff in here beaten and unlocked anyways, so it shouldn't be too bad. You can only get invaded if you use this golden candle and have a gold phantom in the game with you. If you play in co-op using the cooperation board, you still don't get invaded, which is really nice. So like I said, you get throwables. You can aim them. You don't have to throw them. Like the controls are pretty good, like in that sense. There's 2 types of, well, I guess there's probably 3, but there's 2 types of abilities. There's ones that take focus, which is this blue mana in the top left. My wind sword here takes that blue mana, which can be replenished by drinking the haze decoction. And then this one, as you can see, it's draining here, but as I hit guys with this sword, it'll actually build up the orange meter. And when the orange meter gets full enough, you can cast the abilities on this weapon. This is a fire sword, so it actually has a couple different fire moves. It's kind of nice though, because when hitting things with the other weapon, this wind sword, it still builds up the rage on your offhand. So you can take like a fast weapon to build up the rage on like a heavy weapon, and then just be able to use the ability. There's lots of things to harvest and mine and collect when you're in the world, all for crafting, because when you use things like your throwing knives or your throwing axes or your arrows, you can actually just hold circle and craft them right in game. You don't have to rest and do it at a bonfire, which is really nice. Other than that, the game plays a lot like a Souls-like, but because it's 2D, the combos and the fighting is a little bit different. Launch attacks and drop attacks, off the walls and off the grounds are all very much a thing. Same with sprint moves and knockbacks. Like, using those and knocking things off the ledge are very much a thing. You can parry. I wonder if I can parry this guy, actually. Yep. And then it even has the riposte, same as you would in the Souls game. If you slam somebody hard enough, oops, trap. If you slam somebody hard enough, they'll go into that staggered state too, and then you can walk up and hit circle on them for the execute. Just seeing if I can quickly find a mage here for you guys. I may not be able to in this first level. There is wall kicking, there's platforming, traps, and tricks. You do eventually get a grappling hook. You don't start with it. It is an unlock. It's one of the first things you unlock, though. There may not be a mage around here. But there is good variance in the enemies. They all seem to have fairly unique attack like patterns and things like that. There's ranged enemies like this crossbow guy here. There are enemies that'll fly. There's enemies that'll jump attack, things like that. Like it's really just a really good like Souls-like combat style with some Metroidvania level design and the ability to go do Monster Hunter hunts on these big mages. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find a mage to show you really quick here, so I'm gonna just bot back to camp and we'll jump into the other level where I'll be able to show you. I'm playing on PS5, so traveling between camp and home and things like that is really fast. There's almost no load screens in this game. Actually, I can just jump into one of these. Pyromancer, perfect. I'll do a quick little hunt here. I'll even summon somebody to help me. Oh look, there's a he's not the guy we're hunting because he's a Hydromancer. Alright, game face. So this one is a tier 6 and I'm level 90 I think I am. So I'm probably a little OP. There's the Pyromancer. So the enemies in the world will attack the mages as well. Even the mages will fight each other, which is kind of crazy because I've seen like 4 or 5 mages get in the same room and just have a battle royale. The black fog that's on my screen there is actually leading me to the mage that I'm hunting. It's a nice handy feature. Grab these berries, grab this loot. Get here, Danopod. Oops. So, it's kind of funny because when you fight the mages, when you're hunting them like this, they'll keep teleporting away and the black fog will keep leading you to them. You can rest at these posts and resupply, get all your potions back, get full health, clear yourself poisons, things like that. And it'll reset like the floor minions, like that blue guy there that I just smoked, he got reset, but it doesn't reset the mage. So you can just continue the hunt as you were, and he's not any better than what he was at. Like, he's still hurt, we're still gonna... Oh, I got spidered. Alright, grab this loot. So the enemies that the mages spawn, they also drop the crafting materials, so it's definitely worth killing them. You can also kind of farm them if you're not hitting the mage and just letting them keep getting spawned. You can keep grabbing the loot that way. That fog's saying he went down. Down into the spooky cavern. I got lit on fire. Oh no! The heals, they kind of work over time too, which is something to be mindful of. So, because something like poison or being lit on fire can actually still kill you even if you drink a potion. The way to counteract it is to drink more than one potion at the time. Just a little pro tip for you. And again, no penalty for resting here. I'm gonna get all my potions back, even though I only used 2. It's still... Do you mind, Mr. Frog? So you get iframes on your roll, so it's definitely worth rolling out of attacks. Like I showed you before, though, you can parry. I'm not sure if you can parry mages. I've never really tried. I'm thinking yes. So we killed the higher Geomancer just because, like I said, we're over leveled for here. We're gonna keep going after the Pyromancer. Get all this fat loot though. Alright, so this is the real fight. Because it put up that slow motion in the name and everything, we're actually locked in, we can't get out. So I'm just gonna switch over here to the wind that I had. Okay. Time to learn if we can parry him, huh? Strength 2. Bro, stop. Drink the mana potion. So rude. Oh, I ran into that. Oh, shenanigans. Preemptively healed. So when I get lit on fire, I'm not losing health. Got him. And that's a mage hunt. There are bosses that you will fight that are not mages, and they're not they're not predictable like these mages are. Once you fight the mages a couple times, you kind of get used to their moves and their patterns, and then it's just the higher level ones just do damage and they get way more aggressive. But this is what you'll be doing a fair bit of, just to get the materials and stuff, so that way you can go back and level up and upgrade your gear to take on the stronger mages, you know, the vicious loop and the gameplay cycle, how the Monster Hunters and those kind of games work. But that's going to be it. That's Salt and Sacrifice. I love it. I think it's great. It took everything the first one did and just improved on it, and then added in this great new multiplayer function with PvP and co-op, and it's just... after playing Elden Ring, I was not disappointed by this one at all. I had a great time with it. I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you have a couple friends to play it with. You can play it 3-player co-op. The way you do that, though, is you have to get the item, the Pale Candle. I think I have it in my inventory here. Somewhere. Crimson Candle. Oh, there it is. This Pale Candle. You do the co-op with the board, like I was saying. Put your password in. One of you hosts, the other one joins, and then once you're in a mission, like in the Ashborn level or in that like Pyromancer hunt, you have to be alive, because there's also these guiltless shards which are like humanity from the old Dark Souls game, where you actually can be dead and you miss like 25% of your health. So if you're alive, you can use the gold candle, summon the phantom in, and that's how you get your third player in. Otherwise, it's fully playable in the 2-player, but when you're playing 3-player like that, you can get invaded, so just a heads up. Whew. Alright, that's gonna be everything I'm gonna say about Salt, guys. I hope you liked the video. Smash the button if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more cool games. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one.